Okay, see this? You're about to get a lecture about this. The awesomeness of this device right here is unparalleled. You now have in the palm of your hand what used to fit in an entire building. I mean, like the military had a computer that had like 3 megs of RAM and it's the size of a bulldozer. And now you have all that right here inside this computer. In the internet safety presentation for the Office of the Attorney General here in New Mexico, there's a section in this presentation where I say to all the teenagers, butterfly, who has a computer in their bedroom? And some of the hands go up, you know. And then I say, who has a smartphone? And like everybody's hand goes up, right? So then I turn around to the kids and I'm like, do you keep your phone in your bedroom? And they're like, yeah. Well, then you have a computer in your bedroom. But anyway, that should give some of y'all pause that have given these to your kids. Smartphones are wonderful technology, and we all know this, but there is a ridiculous problem with these phones, and it is that they have a camera on them and that they can get on the internet. Yes, you can say that you trust your kid with the internet, but I'm not sure that a lot of us think about that before we go and give one of these to our kids. What is using a phone inappropriately? Don't take weird pictures of yourself, don't take weird pictures of other people, and don't look at pictures of people with no clothes on your phone. Period. If you do send pictures of yourself naked and you're under to somebody else, you are distributing child pornography. And if you have it on your phone, if you have it on your computer, you are in possession of child pornography. That's kind of an aha moment for a lot of people. I've gone to schools and done this presentation, and once I say that, the room gets really quiet and the kids start looking at each other. You can see the eyes. Because basically what's happened is that they did it. You know, just send one to your girlfriend or your boyfriend because they asked for it. Boyfriend's like, hey, yo, girl, send me a picture of yourself, girl. If you know, you know. And the girl's like, no, I'm not gonna do that. And she's like, okay. And then she sends it to him. This is problematic because kids don't know that they're making child porn unless you tell them. But that's not my point. Even though it's a good point, right? This is a problem because it leads to all kinds of crazy stuff. Did you know that when you post things to the internet, you can't actually delete them? They stay up there forever. Also, whenever you think you've deleted something off of your computer, the police and other people in the government and that work for specific companies have plenty of ways to recover that data from your computer. That's how they catch child predators and people who have kiddie porn on their computers. So, in a big way, I am telling you, don't give your kids smartphones. Because y'all know how this goes. You get on the internet. I'm gonna check out the Huffington Post. So you get on the Huffington Post to actually read an article about what's going on in Syria. Oh my gosh! And you're clicking through the article and your eye wanders over to the side. So then you see right there in the sidebar that the teen mom from that Teen Mom show who just had her baby just did a bikini shoot because she's all pretty now. Of course, you realize that as a grown man, this is a 17-year-old we're talking about. So you scroll up, and she made a sex tape. You're like, what? Click on that. Boom. Now you're reading this article about how she did the bikini shoot, and she also has a sex tape. And then under sex tape, there's a link, and you click on that, and bam, you're looking at porn. Why does everybody think that's weird? Y'all know that's really how it goes, right? What happens when teenagers are using the internet? So, the other thing with the smartphone deal, parents, is that it's bad enough that we have smartphones. Okay, I'm not including that. I don't have one. That's why I'm talking about this, because I don't have one. But it's bad enough that we have our smartphones with us 24/7. You can look in the car next to you and see the driver driving like this. They got a cell phone in one hand and they're doing this number. Now, the whole texting thing aside, the idea that like you took your phone and you're holding it here. Most of us have it where when we're driving? Right in our lap. Gotta have it close by in case somebody calls you. Because it's so important to answer your phone while you're driving, because Lord help us if I don't freaking answer the phone while I'm going 80 miles an hour. Okay, I'm sorry. While I'm going 50 miles an hour. We're so plugged in all the time that we're setting more of a bad example for a generation who's already plugged in all the time anyway. We're not showing them as adults that we have the intelligence to stop using our phones and the internet. You walk into any high school and you see kids in the hall sitting there doing this number. At lunch, what are they doing? This number. There's been plenty of articles and studies done about how smart kids are now because they're able to access so much information. For a while there was this big thing about like how cool it was that kids were multitasking, but that was several years ago, and now we found out that the people who think that they're doing the most while they're multitasking are actually not getting anything done. This is only important because if you tell your kids that it's okay for them to be texting on the phone while they're also surfing the web and doing social media while they're doing their homework, that they're doing the right thing. They're not. That's not how you get anything done. Now, I understand that women are better multitaskers than men because of their built-in ability to be mothers and take care of screaming babies and dumb husbands at the same time, and then cook and still have their degree and manage to go run and do yoga. That's crazy. But they do it. But that's kind of a different ship from the one where you're on your cell phone texting and calling friends and doing your homework while surfing the web and doing social media. I can tell you right now that my productivity at work is not that great when I have to do social media stuff at the same time. What? It's not. You're not concentrating on getting the task done at hand. Now, these are the same kids that are going to grow up to fly our jets. No, that wasn't relevant. No, you didn't make the connection? Okay. Y'all, you gotta unplug. You gotta put the phone down. You gotta close the laptop. You gotta get off Facebook. You gotta stop that. The computer is a wonderful tool, but it's just a tool, dang it. Honestly, if it's going to be used to make us smarter, that means that we have to be smart in its use, right? And having it on all the time is not. I mean, nobody lets their car run all the time, right? And just, no, I don't do that. That sounds really dumb. You have to stop. You really do have to stop being so jacked in that you don't communicate with your family, that you don't have hobbies, that you're out of shape. Taking your phone to bed with you. Oh my goodness. I take my phone with me to bed because my phone's my alarm clock. But this is my phone. See, it's a little crappy phone that all I do is text and call. I don't get the internet on this phone because I don't want it in bed with me. That's a no-go, man. And look what you're showing your kids. So don't be surprised when you're sitting there at the dinner table trying to talk to your teen about why their grades suck, and your teen's going, I know, I know. This is my favorite one. No, I did it. Angry Birds all day. That's freaking dumb. One of my favorite pictures about smartphone use that I've ran across is the one where there's a man and a woman and they're at the restaurant sitting at the table, and the man's all sitting there on his smartphone, all on my smartphone. And the woman's looking at him saying, you know what, how about I tape that thing to my forehead so you can look at me when I'm talking to you? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We need to unplug. Pretty much, I mean, it's been like 5 minutes of me saying that, but there's reasons, because just being on this phone all the time is actually doing stupid stuff to our relationships as human beings. I mean, you really can't take that to bed with you when you have a spouse. That's the place where your spouse should be, and you guys should be talking. You really can't be on the internet until midnight every night looking at Pinterest, or freaking reading NPR until your eyes bleed, or watching YouTube, or freaking sitting there on Facebook doing social media. It's really weird to be doing social media when you should be being social with your family because they're right in the next room. That's what I'm saying. I think smartphones are a great tool, but they need to stay out of the bedroom, and they really need to stay out of your teenagers' hands. What if something happens? Oh my gosh! What if something happens? You know what? That's why you teach your kids to be in the right place at the right time and say no to strangers. Better training, people. Better parenting in regards to this technology will definitely help our kids have better relationships with their spouses. They can learn now that this thing coming out every 10 seconds is actually bad manners, and our society has not taken the time to freaking say that out loud to itself.